All right. Oh, there we go. Oh, and I'm getting more people are probably going to join. Come join, stay as long as you can, all of that. But welcome everybody to our first official GEG SoCal monthly meet. We were talking today about the possibility of potentially changing this time because we set it at 6 and then we realized this is dinner time. So you might see me munching on the side because I'm really hungry. Yeah. Oh, I'm with you. Yes, I've got my food too. I also just started keto this week, and so I'm starving. Horrible idea the week of school. But we will get started.
Becky, I was going to tell you, my husband is keto, and because we're ultra distance athletes, he did our 750-mile bike race fully keto. So you're going to have fun.
It's not fun yet. Shannon's shaking her head that I'm actually not, but we'll see. So, oh, good. Jennifer, I'm going to probably reach out to you and be like, save me.
Woohoo. And Jennifer is a brand new level 2 certified. You go, SAUSD girl.
Oh, we got quite a few ketos in here. Okay.
I know you have a whole support group here, Becky.
No kidding.
I think we have a side group.
We do.
And you guys, you can do keto. As my husband and I are, long distance athletes, and we do only keto on our events, and they're long.
I love it. Okay, we will get started. Sorry, you can see the direction this is going to go. It's going to be fun.
Are we Q&A?
I'm sorry. No, that's a good question. I think we're Q&A throughout the whole thing. I think, yeah, pop in and ask questions or throw them in the chat and do all of that. This is really a time for us to come together and gather, share ideas and resources. So we've got some things to share today, but Q&A it up.
My 2 cents was, I don't mind having dinner as I'm learning because it's like a lunch and learn. And that to me is better than having just time aside where I need to be with my family and da-da-da-da. So.
Oh, yeah. I think mainly it's the cocktail hours at 5. And if we have a meeting at 6, you can't kind of look on your game so we do it at 7.
Okay. As long as I think I just got full permission to eat and share. So I'm loving it. Cool. So I am Becky. I'm an instructional coach in Newhall School District up in Santa Clarita. And I'm one of the co-leaders for GEG SoCal. And then we also have the wonderful Karen.
I am Karen Lagola. I am an I4 instructional coach in Beverly Hills Unified School District for the high school and the middle school. And
yay! My name is Stacy Klein, and I'm a teacher. I teach STEAM, robotics, coding, 3D printing, you name it, in the wonderful Santa Unified. And this year I am an instructional coach, so I get to be an instructional coach for about a quarter of my day, and the rest of the day is STEAM. And I'm a Google certified trainer and super excited to be a GEG SoCal leader.
Yes. And so in the chat, if you want to just share your name, what you teach, or your role in education, and your Twitter handle, so we can follow each other. And if I'm not currently following you, I will try to make that happen soon.
And we'll follow you also on Twitter. GEG SoCal just started. We set up the Twitter account back in June, and we already have almost 800 followers. So as soon as you follow us, we'll follow you back. And Abbott's here. Woo woo.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna go over, here's our agenda. I'm not gonna read the agenda to you. We've just got some fun things going on, and so we'll get started. We want to do some digital name tents. This is Stacy's slide, so I'll stop talking.
Oh yeah. And no, I don't ever mind. I turned over the calendar to 54 years this year. So this is such sparky, fun. I'm so excited about being with all these youngsters and folks like me who are sliding out onto retirement in a few years. It's so energizing to be involved in all this. And so I say yes to everything, because everything I say yes to, it just makes life that much more fun. So anyways, we're going to do name tents. I've done an Avid training twice in my life. The first time it was like a fire hose, and I was like, I need to steady myself. this time, and I enjoyed it, but this time it was digital, and I'm like, okay, now this is awesome, because those of us in the digital world, like obviously you guys are, when we can like catalog everything and organize everything, it makes it much more relevant and much more manageable. And so Avid XP Digital was like the best thing ever. We used Canvas LMS, we were rocking the big blue button, we were doing breakout rooms and elbow partners digitally, and I'm like, this is so much more effective than opening my notebook, turning a page, putting another sticky note on that page. And so I really dug that. And the fun thing we did was, one of the fun things we did was these were the digital name tags. So I'm going to drop that in the chat right now. And if you don't mind, while we're doing this, and we don't have to take a lot of time because we don't want to waste your time, and keep this under an hour, but you can see the model that I did in the slides, and make sure to tell me, I'm pretty sure I did it on edit. Share out whatever you like to share out. You don't have to feel, this is your group, this is your Google Educator group and your community, so feel free to add what it is you like. So I talked a lot about school in my little slide. I think I will share my, oh, hey, Becky, do me a favor. Can you open up, to keep you in charge of the slides, can you open up my slide just for an example? Yay, Eliza! I just added you to something. Oh, I know. Eliza, I just sent you your stickers and I gave your money back because, you know, it's not a big deal. If 500 people were sending me 50 cents, that'd be awesome. But since it's just one person, it's almost too much trouble to go through PayPal. So you're getting your sticker. In fact, it is ready to go. So on your slide, add whatever you like to share. I'm super proud of everything that I've done in education. And, but I'm also really proud of my bicycling, so I put both of those on my slide. But, so we won't spend a lot of time on that, but we will share that, put things on that you like publicly, because I will publish that. If you go to, hey, Becky, can you show them how to publish a slide deck? So you guys, you know, you can publish to the web. And when you do that, that means you can embed it. And so we'll embed it on our member page of the website. I think it's file, publish to web. And then we'll embed that on the website, and then you can see everybody's stuff. And I know Becky knows how to do that because she's incredible. And she's published like 500 slide decks to our local GEG and our global GEG. So once we do that, you'll be able to see, you'll be able to click through these slides, and there's no time limit. You know, you can, the minute you update your slide, it immediately updates the slide that we're publishing to the web. So yay! So without further ado, I'm going to move from these digital name tents and continue to update those as long as you like. And we're going to move to something super cute called friend emojis. And friend emojis is something else that you get to do slow chat style. Like, so you think of Edu Twitter, and slow chats are so much less stressful than a live Twitter chat. So with friend emojis, let me put the link to our friend emojis. I think the link is in there on the slide deck. So on our slide deck that we'll share at the end, we've gotten used to don't share the slide deck in the middle of a presentation because it might crash. So not crash, but slow down. So this is called a friend emoji hack, and some amazing person, Jordan Poles, made this. It's kind of a script, it's a script that works with the Bitmoji data and puts it in a Google spreadsheet and lets you combine up with buddies. So if you look at the slide in the slide deck before, you can see that I made some Bitmojis of, excuse me, let me go to the one I have right here. I'm showing my screen as if you guys can see it. I
noticed that. So these ones right here.
So what Becky can show you after, do you want me to show my screen, or do you want to just click on the friend emoji link?
Yeah, I did. I can click on it again.
Yay. Okay, do me a favor on the magic link, Becky, and she knows that she's an expert at this too, so I'm just clarifying so that you guys see what we're doing. When she clicks on that link, you'll see what happened when we put the link to our Bitmojis in there. is that the coolest thing since sliced bread? It took the two of us and it combined us, our two Bitmojis, into one friend emoji. Are you able to make one of them look big, Becky, or it's okay if you can't?
I mean, yeah, I can. Yeah, hold on.
It does? Okay, sorry, I can't tell. There you go. Oh, very cool. Okay, so this one's actually me and Karen. So to cut to the chase, so this is in an 8-hour Google Meet. When you go into the little spreadsheet, there is a place for you to pose your Bitmoji account URL. And what Becky will show you right now is when you add the Google Chrome extension for Bitmojis, and it's just, if you type Chrome extension in your browser, in your Omnibox on your Chrome browser, it'll come right up with the Chrome extension for Bitmoji. There she goes. Yay.
No, we restricted it. I need to change the share settings. So you're not going to see it on mine, but once you get the Bitmoji extension, the only reason why is the share settings I have right now.
Got it. Hey, Becky, can I share my screen right now, or is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay, I've only got like one more thing, and then poor Becky doesn't have to chase up.
Good.
It works. Her sharing the slide deck and me directing my little section works well until this part. It's like kind of there's a few steps, and it's easier if I'm just sharing. So I will share my screen. I've gotten used to sharing my own entire screen. There's different ways to share your screen, and forgive us if this is like fire hose pace, but we're trying to honor your time and keep it at an hour, and then you can go back, watch it again, or even do it slow speed, or if you're comfortable with something, you can double speed it and watch it faster. But one trick I've learned is to share the entire screen, because unless you need to share the sound, you're not quite sure what you're sharing if you're under pressure and sharing something. So I'm going to do this and show you the friend emoji. And in the friend emoji, it's important for you to put your the two friends who are sharing. The first person sharing is sort of the primary person in the friend emoji. So like I would be handing Becky or Karen an award if I'm running first. So I'm going to go to my Chrome extension. And again, you go to Chrome extension. There's lots of ways to go there, but why not just Google it? If you don't know, just Google it. And so if I go to the Chrome web store for the Chrome extension, I type in Bitmoji, and it's right there. Obviously, I've already installed it. So this would say add to Chrome, but I don't need to. And it shows this little handy dandy. I'm not sure, when I zoom in, can you guys see it zoomed in?
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that's an app. That's just my Apple, my iMac doing that. That's very cool. So the little Bitmoji guy, you type the word pose in, and total side thing. You choose a pose that you like. I always like this one. So you control click, and you copy the image address. Side note, okay, I'm really good with, I call it gifted and talented, not ADHD, but you can type the word circle in. Becky just taught us this, and you'll get any one of your poses with a little circle background. So just a side little note there. So we did our Bitmoji extension. We typed the word pose in, and we got a cute little pose. And now in the Friendmoji generator, I paste that Friendmoji there. And then I grab the Friendmoji from my friend Karen. Oops. Actually, I pasted. Okay, and I'm going to paste it there. So there's mine, and there's Karen's. And now I can see the magic. I have to go one more step with the friend one and the friend two, so I'm missing a step right here. Right. So this should be updating. I don't know if I'm missing a step right here. So this will fill in this. Hey, Avid, you're on the call right now, hon. Am I missing a step right here? And if I am, I will fix this. You guys, don't you worry.
I think that's supposed to happen automatically. I'll have to take a look at the sheet again, but that magic, the magic column should populate automatically, I think.
Yeah, there's an error in this one because they changed what the URLs like the URL.
Oh, thank
I can go look. Yeah, I can go look. I think something needs to change from 70 to 72. I'll go find it on my other one.
Oh, thanks, Lisa. So everybody, if this sounds totally Greek to you, don't worry. This is the little, you'll notice it's not just a simple URL. There's a bit of scripting in there. And so these are blue and the two I just posted are not. So Lisa's going to research what's going on with that. Thank you very much, Avid, that it should propagate instantly. So there's a little error in there somewhere. But once we do that, just while you guys, your job right now, if it was called a job, is to put your name in there. And then don't put your little buddy in there yet because you don't have a little buddy in there. And get your Bitmoji link to your pose there. Again, I went to Bitmoji and I typed the word pose. And then on the pose, I got the image address. I need to have the URL. And I'm going to throw it in our little Bitmoji spreadsheet so that it's ready to go. Oh, Lisa and Karen, good job. So there's Stacy's. And then once we figure out what the issue was, because notice this one's blue and this one isn't, so something might have changed, like Lisa said. Thank goodness there's a lot of really smart people in the room here. And then this will generate a little magic ID, which this script over here will turn into buddies. And that, as they say, is that. Take it away, Becky.
Awesome. And we can always come back to this too at another session. So if we can't get it today, we'll bring it back later. Let me go to my present. So what is, I think I'm in the right one. Hopefully. Let's see. There we go. It says I'm presenting now. So basically, we want to let you all know you're more than just a member. And so we do want you to get as involved as you'd like to get with GEG SoCal. And that being said, if you want to host events, you are definitely welcome to. I've had quite a few people that I've spoken to who would like to go for their Google trainer certificate. And their position at work doesn't necessarily give them the opportunity to do trainings for whatever reason. And so this is a place where if you want to come and do a training, you're welcome to. Just let us know. And there's a form on the site, which any of us can direct you to. But we want you to be involved. And so we're doing some mini series, which Karen will share later. You're welcome to attend those. You're welcome to present at any of our mini series. And you're also welcome to present your own content. If there's something that you're like, this is super cool, and I think others would love it, then we welcome you to present with GEG SoCal. If it's something you want to go bigger and you want to go global and present GEG Global, you can reach out to us that way. But this is a nice place to come and just present and get your feedback to potentially apply for that Google Trainer certificate if that's something you're interested in. And if it's not, you can always get more involved by becoming a captain, and we'll get into the captain roles at our next monthly meet. We're not going to dive too much into that, but that is something that you could also get involved with, being a GEG SoCal captain, because we're definitely going to need help on the website end of things, Twitter end of things, all of that fun stuff. So if you have a strong liking in that, we'll dive into those roles next time. Other ways to get involved is just to join us at our different events. And as things come up or you have ideas, share them out. We'd love to hear your ideas. I would really like for us to eventually get to meet in person, but obviously the times don't allow for that. So hopefully someday soon we can do that. Karen, Stacy, is there anything I'm missing, or anybody else in the room? Any questions or thoughts around becoming a member? Our GEG SoCal, I should have said, is really just a group of educators coming together to support and share ideas with each other.
I just put the link to the form in our chat, so I'm encouraging you to open it up and share, sign up for an event that you want to host. I am being told that the slide deck is view only, so people are having trouble with what we've shared with them. So
Which one?
I forgot we're wanting them to add something to the Friendmoji slide. And then
You guys shared 2 different slide decks. Like the first one is like a view only. It's like the digital name tents. And then the second one you can edit. That's the SoCal something something.
The one I'm showing?
I'm fixing the digital name tents right now. Thank you for that tip. Hey, it's Bill. I thought I recognized your voice. Okay, so if you reload the digital name tents, it's ready to go, and I apologize for that. You know, we're so good about being careful about being view only, because usually we accidentally do the other direction, and now it's like, oops.
Well, I will tell you, with the new way that you have to use both drop downs, I have messed up on my ability to share, because you have to remember now to not just share with or without in your organization, but then you have to go to another place and say view, comment, or edit. So I myself have been like, so used to the old way. It's thrown me off.
It's going to take a minute to get used to that one.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So really our hashtag is just better together. We want you to also be able to share resources. So I have a Wakelet ready to go where you can share some of your must-have, can't live without type of resources, and I'll pull that up. Are any of you in here familiar with Wakelet? I see quite a few yeses and I see some nos. So awesome.
I put it in the chat too, the Wakelet, just so you know, Becky.
Cool, thank you. Yeah, Wakelet is a great way to share all different types of resources. Initially, I thought when I first saw it, okay, another Google Drive, like I have enough of those, but it's so much more than that. You can actually save YouTube videos in there. You can save tweets in there. You can have links to different sites and different extensions. You can eventually take your Wakelet and turn it into a newsletter. There's a lot you can do with it. I saw Trevor was shaking his head like, yeah, I got this Wakelet down. So you probably know a lot more Wakelet than I even do. I'm pretty new to the Wakelet wave. But we started a Wakelet of just those must-have, can't live without resources going into the start of the school year. Not saying we want to overwhelm with the amount of resources happening, but as you come across these resources, you can throw them in here. So if it's an educational website, let me start up here. If you want to add a resource, you're going to hit the edit collection button in the upper right-hand corner. And then it will eventually load. Eventually, there we go. If it's an educational website that you want to share with the group, all you do is click this green plus arrow right underneath of where it says educational website. So click that plus arrow and you just put in the URL. You could also add text, YouTube video, tweets, some bookmarks, images, PDF, something from your drive. You could add in a Flipgrid video. So if you want to give a quick video description of how to do something, you click this and you can quickly add your video that way. So a lot of different options from right in here. And it allows you to get just extra creative with how you save your resources and collaborate with others. So I could put in here a great educational website that I like is wakelet.com. And so it populates in there. Once I'm done adding my resources, I hit the done button in the upper right-hand corner. There's also a place to put in Chrome extensions, some of those hot Chrome extensions that we all love. And I've got another Wakelet I can share for this section. You can put in educational articles, educational videos, or just other. You know, sometimes we just need some of those funnies or some of those tweets or whatever it is. Throw them all in here, and this can be one place that as GEG SoCal, we can collaborate on those shared resources and use them in our site.
You know,
can't
and I've been playing with the Friendmoji spreadsheet, and it is work. Like Mel put hers in there, and I saw that it was generating the little magic ID, and so I put mine on the other side, and it is working. So we'll figure out what the reason is. It's not generating the magic ID, because that's the thing that the Friendmoji needs for the Friendmoji generator. But that's just a little side story.
It's really funny. I just looked at the generator and we look hilarious. It's like
And if you get it to work, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I opened up our slides for today, so you can post it on our Friendmoji slide, and then we'll lock it down at the end of the day. But I put Mel and myself there. Just glad something worked there.
Stacy, I'm sorry. Where's the link for the Friendmoji? Because I opened up my own.
You got it. Let me drop it in the chat again. Everything is in
thank
our
you.
slides, but I don't know if we gave our slides to you guys yet. So
I haven't seen the slides yet.
okay, let me throw
No,
Thank
I
you.
didn't. I don't think we'll crash if we share the slides. So Stacy, you can put the slides in the chat
You
too,
bet.
if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's not like it's a big event. It's different when it's on YouTube or something.
Trevor, you were saying you couldn't edit the Wakelet. Are you able to now? It's still not? You can? Cool. All right. So yeah, that's how you edit the Wakelet. Feel free, like I said, to add things to this. And then if you want to share this resource with other educators, but you don't want them to have the option to edit, sometimes you never know. You might want to just share it out. A lot of times when I create Wakelets, I don't give people the option to edit my Wakelets unless I intentionally want to collaborate on it because I like things in the order that I put them in. That's me being a little over the top, but there are times I don't want someone to go in and change it. You can always hit this share button instead of invite. If you hit the share button, it's just going to give someone access to view anything in your Wakelet. If you invite them, you're giving them access to edit your Wakelet. So you can add as many resources to this as you want, and you can share this out with other educators. So that way they can also see some of the awesome resources that we have available. We put in here too, of course, as an educational website, GEG SoCal, because we can. It's our meeting.
Becky, will you go back up to share for a minute?
Yeah.
So I just want them to see that it also does share right to Google Classroom. If you want to curate some websites and resources for your students, this is a great way to do that. You can have like the article that they read, websites you want them to go to, videos you want them to watch, all in a Wakelet. And then you can share that right to Google Classroom and they can access it there.
Hey, Karen and Becky, I completely love Wakelet, but I was wondering, is it always in that blog format where it's just, oh, thank you. Because
Yeah.
I'm a more, I don't know why, but I love it spread out horizontally. I'm okay if it wasn't, but oh, goody, goody, goody. Yeah.
Yeah, you have some formatting options of what you
Awesome.
want your boards to look like too. And
Yeah.
I just actually, one of the other coaches in my district just did her presentation through Wakelet, which I was blown away. I never thought of it for that, but she had everything the teachers needed to access there. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. So you can, this is another view that you can set up
I love it. I love it.
it depends on you and how you want it to look. So
Yeah, I've been really organizing because we start work professionally on Monday with students in 2 weeks. And I've been like super organizing my bookmarks, and Wakelet really resonates well, but I would like something that spreads horizontally, and I love it. Just FYI, you guys, I was able to get the Friendmoji to work with Becky and Trevor. So now there's a Becky and Trevor, a Mel and Stacy. So I'll find somebody to probably do Deb and Karen next.
Yay, yay, Deb.
I guess I moved on quick. Were there any questions about Wakelet? I know that's another new tool and resource, but it is pretty cool. And then I was sharing, you can share this out with your students, put it in Classroom. It's pretty neat, everything you can do in here. I definitely recommend playing with it. Trevor, do you want to share anything about Wakelet?
Sure. Yeah. So I presented on it. I'm a social studies teacher and presented with, we basically did a presentation to social studies teachers in our district and then for San Diego County Office of Ed that basically we were bored of Google slide presentations. So we wanted to be able to show ways that students could either organize research as well as being able to present research. So this could be a handy presentation tool where the kids can just walk through either websites or links or text or whatnot, and they don't have to really worry about formatting, because of the fact of you open a YouTube video or a TED Talk, like I threw in the one of Rita Pearson's Everyone's a Champion, and there's a little blog about it or a little blurb about it that pops up from the TEDx or TED website. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Wakelet. It was also it wasn't lost on our colleagues that we were teaching about not using Google Slides, yet we used Google Slides to present. So that was a fun joke. But anyway, no, I love Wakelet. It's a great resource to be able to, for students to be able to collect and organize information as well.
I do have a question. As we're looking for different ways to do virtual back to school nights, is it possible to do that on a Wakelet? And then can you have like buttons at the top for the different departments? Because I'm in high school.
Yeah, you could organize it into different departments. Maybe do every department could have their own Wakelet, or if you're just using it for different departments, and then like in the under departments, teachers could do their own like page. Let's say a teacher records a YouTube video or posts a website link or a Google Doc or whatnot. Sure, it can organize many different resources depending upon what's available or what a teacher is comfortable with.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and you can totally app smash that, Trevor. That's why this group is so amazing. It's like you're just going off on the Wakelet and expanding on what Becky's been presenting, and then Rosalind is using that into you know, how relevant that is for her teaching experience in her school, and that's like the essence of app smashing. And so you can use these, like all of a sudden you can wrap in a flip grid today, you know, with the Wakelet. So there's so many cool things, and the funny thing is, like I said, the older I get, the more it's like it all works, because time is of the essence, and we have to learn how to do this stuff. We have to pivot on virtual learning, and it all works. It all stacks together in what we understand. So just FYI, I keep adding your, if you keep adding your Bitmoji URLs, we're making the Friendmoji work, and I'm adding it to that one screen. That's where we put our friend emoji. So now I have Karen and Deb on that screen too. So yay.
Rosalind, I wanted to share too, if you were going to, just an example, if you had each department kind of do their own Wakelet, you could create a Wakelet, and within that Wakelet, you can share the link to the other Wakelets, which I think is what Trevor was getting at. And so like an example of that, I have a Wakelet that I did here for credits for the Global GEG Bootcamp. And within this Wakelet, I have 6 different Wakelets going on. So I can actually click on this one, and I could set it up different. I can change the format, but you could do this like for your school, and then each department could have their own. So parents only have to go to one place, and then say this was a department, they would click on this one and share this tab instead. And it might work. Let's see, there we go. And it just opened up another Wakelet for me.
Okay.
So that it's a fun option, and it is different. I actually love, Trevor, that you're saying we're tired of slides.
Yeah, it is different. It was fun. It was great to see a presentation that way. And I love how easy it is to do a flip grid short through it. It's awesome.
Right,
Yeah.
because you don't want your presentations to be any longer than 10 minutes anyway. And you can do that on Flipgrid and just upload that to your Wakelet. That'd be perfect.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, it's a cool resource. Fun to play with, and we have.
Oh, sorry, Becky, really fast. This gives us, because it's all volunteer, it's not just like, oh, golly, get involved. It really helps me, Becky and Karen, if you guys get involved and kind of own your GEG. So if there's something you want to present on, something that really resonates, definitely pull out an event. We are also going to be looking for GEG captains of certain areas of the group. So thank you guys for like expanding on what we're doing.
So here's our mini series. I don't know who was able to join us Monday night, seems like months ago now, but we did our first one, our first 30 minutes of just this month, it's collaboration. So the first one was, what is collaboration? And with each mini series, if you were there, you know, we do a Google tool, and that one was how to use Google Docs. So we have another one coming up, 3 more. The next one's on the 10th, and we're going to go through what the purpose is, how to monitor it, and then get you to really think about what your focus is. What are you trying to cultivate with your collaboration, and where can we go? And through that, you'll get all of the pieces of the Google tools. We will have a little Jamboards. We'll have some slides in there. We'll have to get some Wakelets in here some other way too. And then this is the sneak peek. We just talked about this the other day about doing a September mini-series on Google Classroom and just trying to streamline it for teachers, looking at what shortcuts and time savers you can look at. At that point, we'll be able to look at the new features that they're rolling out and to really dive into and see what those features do. I know, and I don't think I'm breaking any rules by telling you some of those are like reports that are data driven. So the way that you can use the analytic features to just drive what you're doing with your students, and then just some housekeeping, organization, and distant learning, like what it looks like now. Learning, teaching is a totally different thing. And how can we do what we did in our physical classroom and put it in there by creating virtual jobs and building a community through our Google Classroom. So I hope you will join us for our mini series. We are enjoying those. So we're going to try to keep them going. Again, if you have an awesome idea like Trevor, maybe we need a Wakelet mini series. We could definitely collaborate and do that. Becky, you can go to the next slide, but now we're going to have you, I'm going to put a Jamboard in here, and I'm going to ask you guys, like, what do you want to see from us? What things do you want to learn about? I have a Wakelet in, and there's 2 questions. One that's asking you what kind of, what do you hope to see in our monthly meetings? What kind of information do you want us to cover? And then what awesome thing do you do that you would like to share? Because I think all teachers do awesome things all the time and they don't always know it. And I want you to just share what you do and anything you love. If you're like, I love Google Slides, I want to share. Or me, I love Google Drawing and I will talk about it and share it. So if you have something, please get on our Jamboard, and my new favorite thing, Jamboards, talk about things you love. So if you're not familiar, the icons over on the left are where you hover, and there's one that's a sticky note that you can add. You can also, cool thing about Jamboards is you can add a picture, and that can be a nice conversation starter for students. This is a nice way to just do a check-in with your students. Yeah, you can search the picture, you can pull up from your drive, you can even go into your photos if you have things in your photos, and it can be, what do you see in this picture? Or if you teach art, you can dig in deeper. I'm waiting for them to come and give us the ability to put in some videos. I hope that comes soon. You also do have a pen. So if you have a touch screen or if your students have touch screens, this is a whiteboard. You can use it that way. And you can use it today. Just use that pen. If somebody else says something that they want to see at a future meeting and you agree with them, you can use that pen to just put a checkbox or an X inside that sticky note so we know that more than one person really loves that idea. Or the number 1, or a heart. Look at that drawing ability. You are good, Becky. It's difficult to get that mouse drawing on if you have it. I have a touch screen now. I love it because now I can go in and actually look like I know how to draw on these screens.
We're getting a lot of love for a happy hour. I'm loving it.
All right, we can totally do happy hours. That's my language for sure.
Nice.
I was telling Becky, my dinner's getting cooked. I can smell it out. I can smell that it's happening.
Ooh, I like this, bringing up some problems as the features are rolling out and how to fix them.
Yeah. Yeah, and do know, like with all these things that are coming out that are new, obviously there are going to be some issues that happen. There's going to be things in Google Meet that replace the add-ons that we're using now. So we'll talk about how to get rid of those add-ons, how that feature looks instead. If you're using the grid add-on, you probably have already experienced the issues that it's been having in the last few weeks anyway. It's been kind of hit or miss. So it'll be great that when we don't need it anymore.
If your grid view is broken, uninstall it and go and find the one that's called Grid View Fix. Got to get the fixed one. The other one doesn't work anymore. Well, it might work for you, but it's not going to work for long.
Yeah.
And that's, I think I've got 60 emails about that today.
And we are like a Google group, but if you want to learn about Zoom or something else, we'll go there. We don't mind. We're not breaking the rules. We can train and teach you whatever. The whole point of this group is to spread as much training as we can for 3 to 4 teachers everywhere.
Oh, you know what we didn't do? If you want to share something awesome with us, will you add your name? Like how Trevor did? Because I didn't even think about that. If you want to share something awesome, we have no idea who you are.
It's true. We can't track you down and say, wait a minute, you put a Post-it up and now we want to follow up. Please put your name on your Post-it. That is the one thing about Jamboard. As you can see up at the top, you're all anonymous. With your students, if they're logged into your district domain, you'll be able to see their icons, and hover over and see their names if they have that. But it is the one thing that with students, I like using it live like this in a Meet because of that. Especially as we train our students to be good virtual digital citizens and not, impede on somebody else's notes. Sorry, Stacy.
No, that's it's really fun to collaborate. In fact, I'm almost enjoying meetings better virtually because I think we're very efficient that way. But unfortunately, the timing, I hate tumbling over someone else talking, and I apologize. I put a link to Karen's Jamboard on her slides. So the future events Jamboard, you can add to that and continue. Again, treat us like a slide deck. Please interact with this slide deck after the meeting. And if it does get locked down, just email us and we'll add it. So, yay.
And Karen was sharing, if you haven't used Jamboard in a live session, when I do and there's students on, I leave this bar pulled down so I can see which students are on which frame. So like I can tell you right now, Karen's on frame 1. And if Karen's supposed to be on frame 2, I can tell her. Get to frame 2.
Karen does do that a lot.
And moving forward, like when we have the breakout rooms in Meet, or if you're a breakout room user in Zoom, this is a great way, an activity for your kids while they're in another room, because you can't be in that room with them, but you can watch what they're doing on their Jamboard, and then you know what room to go to, right? You know what room might need a little bit extra guidance, or you can just go on their wakeboard and give them a message about, I am watching you, I do know what you're doing, or let's stay on time, whatever you need to do, or keep them in the right direction by putting up a post that kind of gears them if you feel like they're not participating the way they should. So it's a great way to kind of get us into that breaking down into small groups and splitting yourself.
I just got really excited reading that Trevor loves to host, organize, and oversee a weekly or monthly Twitter chat. Yes. Those stress me out to the extreme. So if we do those, I need to have advance notice so I can think.
If I could just speak on it really quickly, because I've hosted it for my district before and did it set up with TweetDeck, and it can just load automatically. But even if it's just weekly ones where and obviously that opens up to a larger audience beyond just SoCal or anyone. So I'm happy to organize, collaborate, host, work on, publicize. I've done a couple of them before, but yeah, no, happy to do it.
Love that. Yes, we're doing our first one. We're having as we did, we'll talk about that later, right at the end, our NorCal collaboration for the 11th. Yes, you'll bring that up.
And Becky says it stresses her out, but she's hosted our global GEG TweetDeck. And I was like, darn girl, that was really well organized. So for high functioning people, that just means they like to plan things out. So thank you, Trevor, for doing that, because it's just one more thing. But yeah, Becky definitely rocks Twitter chats.
It's only because I know the questions ahead of time, and so I pre-schedule my responses, and then I can spend 10 minutes responding to other people. Otherwise, I spend 10 minutes coming up with my answer, and then we've moved on, and I'm like, I don't know what anyone else said.
Yep, that's what happens to me. So now I know you're secret.
Yay. Great idea, Trevor. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And then We've got a love of seeing like the friend emoji and the wakelet, so that's super cool. Edu protocols, yes.
Yes. Oh, yes. We could totally do a mini series on them. We should totally do that. Different edu protocol each week. We will do that. Thank
And
you.
you guys, we do, since we're all Southern California, and that's from pretty much Central California all the way down. So we get to own a little bit of Ed Campos and then all the way down. And so we've had several Edu Protocols events with John Carippo with Global GEG, and he's going to come back at the end of August. But in Orange County Q, we have the amazing Kim Bogie, who is the Q Bold director, and then of course she's all about Edu Protocols. So you guys, we're that group that just have fun with that. If there's something you want to do with it, it's definitely.
Yes, perfect. There was a question, has anyone tried the Google Meet breakout room extension? No, but I'm gonna tell you that extension's probably gonna break within the next week or so.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't spent any time learning about it because I know it's about to break.
Does that mean that the new Google Meet is rolling out in the next week? Because I started school this week.
It is the rumor. It is the rumor. Pretty soon, yeah.
We don't.
And they don't. And it's not like we're not allowed to violate our NDA. Let's make that perfectly clear.
Well, there's not a
most likely by the time, by the time we hear about it, it's very much vetted because we're unpaid Google trainers. We're not working for Google necessarily. So we do honor our NDA, but by the time we've heard about it, it's probably pretty vetted. And so it is coming soon, and those are vetted on the Google Cloud as well. We never talk about stuff that isn't been released. And so if you go to Google Cloud, it'll tell you everything that's coming up pretty quickly. And so, and I can guarantee you they want to be competitive with Zoom and any other video platform.
I have a comment about that.
Yes.
Those breakout rooms and additional features, those are going to be available to Google Enterprise users, not Google for Edu.
Right.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, it's a little bit of a split. Edu gets some, but not all. And do know that when they roll out, not all districts get all the rollouts at the same time. Like you might have one of us in one of these meetings talking about them and your district didn't get them yet. That happened to me so many times with my old district. And so you just have to be patient, as knowing they're coming doesn't mean the day that they roll out, you're going to have access.
Lisa, though, you brought up a good point because the breakout rooms are for sure just for enterprise, but because of that, my guess is whoever made the extension for the breakout rooms is probably going to quickly update that. I don't know who made it, but whoever did, I'm guessing they're going to quickly update it for the non-enterprise districts and non-enterprise people to be able to add that extension. If it breaks, know that that's why. Everything in Meets is breaking right now because of all the updates. Yeah. And by everything, I mean all the extensions for Meets are breaking. And so in your own district, if teachers ask you, why did this extension break? Because they're updating Meets. And every time they update it, the extension also has to be updated.
Or it might, and sometimes the extension isn't needed anymore. And if you're an like one of our colleagues in Global GEG, Clay Coates, he writes these extensions. And so your extension may be adopted by Google, which is really cool. Oh, and the friend emoji is working brilliantly. There's a few that are still not generating, but otherwise most of them are. So I'm posting them as fast as possible on that slide, and you can as well.
Cool.
Awesome. Awesome.
Before we go on to the next one, you know what we forgot to do?
Mm-mm.
We forgot. Are you reading my mind?
No, I'm excited.
Next Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, we have a collaboration with. Did we put that in there? I was just looking at it.
No, we did not put it in. We totally should put that in there.
Yeah, we have a collaboration with GEG NorCal to have an entire California watch party. There is an Anywhere School event hosted by Google, and it's a long event, so you don't have to stay for all of it. But prior to the event, we're having a 30-minute session where Mei Ju, who is one of the Google employees, she works in Google for Education, and she oversees all the GEGs and all the trainers. She's going to join us, as well as quite a few other people from Google are going to join. That's on Tuesday at 10:30. And we're going to play some fun games and just have some fun before the big Google event. And we also got some free, mine just came in the mail. So
I didn't get
Mine
yet.
too. I'm so
Oh, I have
excited.
to check. Maybe it's here.
I don't know if you can see.
Beautiful. I love the colors. Yes, yes, yes.
Beautiful.
There's more, but we got some free things to hand out. It legit just came in the mail.
You can
Yeah.
win some swag. Always, always.
Yeah.
And you guys,
Check that out.
because we're working with GEG NorCal, we had thought about originally just having one state GEG. And fortunately, we decided to do two. There's actually a Central Coast, but they're not active yet. And so we're super excited. And we were talking to May, and she's like, you know what? You guys were the first. You guys are getting the swag. And so for anybody in California, we're going to be able to mail that swag to you. And because we're all volunteers, we're just hoping that if you guys don't mind PayPaling us the postage, I think it'll be like $2 or something through first class mail, not priority, but first class. But if you guys are all in on that, we'll mail a booklet and a pen for you. And then we'll have a Google form for you to fill out that day. So it's any point during the day, if you jump on that Anywhere School event, we'll send you that until we run out. And so, but they're eventually going to put it on all the GEGs. They're not trying to play favorites, but that's what,
Oh, no.
happens when you say yes right away.
The swag is just for California. The
Yes,
other
that's our
GEGs are
swag.
not getting the swag.
No.
We are California.
Yeah, May will take care. I mean, May will take care of the other GEGs, of course. But because we were like,
It wasn't May. It was our California rep that gave it to us. That's why if
Yeah.
other GEGs hear about it, they don't get it.
you're
I'm
like,
a little competitive.
they have to talk to their distributor.
Okay. So yeah, we'll send out more information about the watch party. If you can make it, awesome. I can only make it for part of it. And then I'm going to have to watch the rest later because we're in school. And that's life. Yeah, it's next Tuesday. Like I said, we'll meet at 10:30 for the fun. The fun is 10:30 to 11. And then beyond that is the watch party.
And, hey, Becky, I added a page on our slide deck for the Anywhere School. So there's a place in there. I'll throw our tweet in there.
Cool. All right. And Karen's been doing the awesome shirts.
Yes, we did sell out, gosh, in a day. It was crazy. I did mail out some today. So we'll see. I'm still waiting for some people to come and claim theirs. If they don't, perhaps you'll see that they become available again in the next couple days. We'll tweet that out. But then we are going to look into a way where we can have some t-shirts available. Stacy has some ideas about that online store, which now I'm leading towards.
Yeah, those of you who are in GEG, I'm so sorry, the Orange County Q and LAQ, they use custom ink, and Global GEG, if you bought a t-shirt from them, they used customink.com as well. So
Yeah, I got that shirt. I did. So that brings us to our very end. Do we have any questions? Anything else we want to talk about? We have 6 minutes that we can answer anything, show you anything, watch Becky chew.
I'm hungry.
I did see in the chat you were talking about the custom cursors. And I love that feature. Becky has that. That is a Chrome extension that we can show you real quick if you want to see and see the choices that you have. It does help when you're in meets with your students, like who would not want to learn from a little minion running around on the screen. So yeah, my favorite too. I'm right there with you, Rosalind. But so that is a great thing. It really does help other people see, because that is one thing our students have. You know, the screen is small. If you're sharing your screen, that will help. And also tell them always to pin your screen. That's another way that it just makes it as big as possible for students. But the cursor is definitely a great, cool feature. One of my new favorite things. I have a couple new favorite ones. That is one of them for sure.
Yep. I just went to the Chrome extensions and I added a custom cursor. And so you can play with all of them. I mean, I could be a Ninja Turtle. Well, they have Shrek now. They probably always did. I'm new to custom cursors because I mostly work with adults, and I don't know why I thought adults wouldn't love this. And now I've learned I should have been using these all along.
All along, yeah.
I think we're all just a bunch of kids at heart.
Exactly. Exactly. That is one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm. They had one for boot camp. I found one. It was super cute. It's gone. I don't know. I always find them and then forget I have
Oh,
it.
the flamingo.
Well, that's like with Bitmojis too. So know that too. Now that if you just became a Bitmoji user because you got that extension tonight, they release like special Bitmojis, and you might want to save those, copy them to a Google Keep or someplace so that you have them, because they'll put them out like for May the 4th be with you or something, you know, when there's a Star Wars thing or there's a special thing. They'll give Bitmojis, but they won't last. And you might really want to hang on to that Bitmoji. And if you're like me, you'll become obsessed about changing your Bitmoji's outfits with the other two. They'll laugh at me because literally that's what I've been doing for the last 3 days. I've had lots of outfits. So I have one now.
That's awesome. I'm like, oh, she changed her outfit again. That's so cute.
Every event needs a new outfit, I've decided, because I'm not getting dressed at home anymore. So I might as well dress my Bitmoji. With that,
These are the new dress clothes. That's all I have to say.
There's another really quick, and we didn't even think about this, but if you have not already installed you can see my extensions, right? Okay.
Yeah, try to blow your screen up just a little bit.
Like that?
Yep. That's
okay.
Perfect.
The record to slides.
Oh, yes. I love it. Have you not seen it?
A new one. So if you get the record to slides extension, all you have to do is when you're in slides, there's now going to be a little blue video camera, and you turn it on, you videotape yourself, and you can just start talking, and then you select your video once it's good. Otherwise, you can start again and redo it, and you hit OK, and it will actually add your video right into your slides. Now, I will say, you may run into the issue of the share settings of your video. So this is actually important. When you do this, you need to come into your drive. Mine might be a mess, so I apologize. And it's not in this one because it's my school drive, so I'm gonna give me a half a second. This was something I just had to create a video for my district on this. Okay, this drive's a lot messier. So here we go. Right in here, there's going to be a folder called Record to Slides Resources. After you create your first video, right-click on this and change your share settings. And so for me, I have to change my share settings for that whole folder. If I click change here, it needs to say anyone in my school district can view. If I don't change it, then all those fun videos I create throughout my slides, my students can't see them. But once I change the setting one time for this folder to anyone in Newhall School District can view, and I do it for the whole folder, now every video I create, anyone in Newhall School District can view it. So I don't have to do that every single time, just the one time. That was a fun thing to find out after we all started making videos and no one could see them. So it's a super cool extension because it just makes your life so easy to be right in a slide. And now I just click the little blue guy and I start making videos.
Yeah.
And go ahead.
When you create these videos, I see that they're saved in your Google Drive. Are they MP4s? Are they, what is it? Because are you able to port it over to something else in case you want to use the video for something else?
Yeah, you can put them on YouTube or anywhere else. I always go for YouTube, but when I go into them, all of mine have been practiced. So, and clearly I need to do my hair one of these days. Messy bun is apparently my go-to.
Uh-oh. It doesn't look messy. It's awesome.
So
It's awesome. Yeah. It is awesome.
Good. You can download these and put them in anywhere. So
Thank you for sharing.
That's so cool.
yeah, that's a top favorite extension.
Yes.
I got excited.
I'm sorry, what's it called again?
Record the slides. Yep, record the slides. Here, I'll find the.
And you guys, that's Clay Codes again. He's the one that oh God, what else has he done? He does a whole bunch of these cool Chrome extensions. Oh, I know, like either Google Meet. Remember in March when we all needed to take attendance? He wrote that one. He either did grid view or attendance. Amazing. And so record the slides is his thing.
It's also in the Wakelet that we shared with you earlier. You'll see the link to that because we did add like our favorite things in there and what's been distracting or attracting us lately. And that was definitely one of them. I do love the record to slides.
Reshma, and please correct me if I'm saying your name wrong. If it's giving you an error, are you on a Mac?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, hi. Yes, I'm on the Mac. I'm trying to add the extension and it just keeps saying error.
Go in incognito mode.
Yes. Best tip ever, Becky, because any of those things that don't let you log in, that'll fix it. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Not all of them, but this one is one where you have to use an incognito.
Yeah. If it's a login issue.
Yeah. So for any extension, anytime it gives error, it's because it is recording the data or something.
I don't think every time.
Yeah, it's not every time because I've put them on. I have a Mac too. Sometimes I just have to shut my Mac down and restart it, and then it works fine with the extensions. And sometimes I just use incognito mode. So if it doesn't work, just